Well, again, we'd like to welcome everyone to our Saturday afternoon program. This is one of the most
Sunday.
exciting, Sunday afternoon programs. I apologize. Our Sunday afternoon programs is one of the most exciting programs that we have on every week. We do have something different. Sometimes involve cancer, sometimes Alzheimer's, sometimes diabetes issues. But today we have a culmination of all of these conditions and what Dr. Prasad products has done to change the quality of life for so many. So the person that you're about to see, he's the only ambassador actually with the company. And right now, Jeff has been phenomenal in charge in actually going all over the country, joining different groups and helping them to appreciate how and why Dr. Prasad products are so unique and something that should be on everybody's shelf at their home. So for the next hour or so, we're going to invite Jeff to go ahead and take the lead and actually letting us know some of these stories. But in the meantime, please remember, call your people and let them know that this program is going to go on. And of course, it's going to be recorded, or it is being recorded. So therefore, you don't have to worry about that. But in the meantime, there's nothing like being live whenever it comes to these 112 products. Jeff, for the next 55 minutes or so, you have our undivided attention.
Well, thank you so much, Bernard Dean. Thank you for pulling this together. Jonathan has these calls set up for every Sunday, and I'm fortunate that I get a chance to spend some time with the owner, David Nemelka, on one of these calls a month. And Dr. Prasad is here every Sunday, unless he's not. But I'll tell you what, just to hear the stories back and forth between you and Dr. Prasad, and how Dr. Prasad has shared with us what his schedule is going to be like for next year in 2026, the number of countries that he's going to be sharing this information in is absolutely incredible. Well, I feel like as we get underway, though, here, Bernard, because we are going to be hearing stories from individuals, and I can see the room just filling up here with people. It's important that we start out protecting ourselves. As you can see, I'm in our van, just up here in the cockpit area. You can see there's a steering wheel, and the other seat. I've spun one of the seats around, and you can look out. If you can kind of see behind me here, you'll notice that.
Where are
Yeah,
you?
we're in just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And so, yes, Dr. Prasad, it has just been it's been amazing. Let me just pull you up here along with the spotlight. Let's see what happened to my own here. Just a moment, and I will go speaker view, and let's see if I can find myself. There we go. Okay, we got us both up on there. Anyway, just a fantastic opportunity for us to be traveling around the country, and having spent some time in this part of the country. In fact, a couple of weeks with the Amish. It was amazing. We traveled up into Canada, came down the East Coast, and now we're here in North Carolina. Going tomorrow, we'll be heading on into South Carolina, and then we'll see from there where life takes us. But before we get underway with all of the stories here today, I just want to appreciate Bernard Dean for setting this up, welcoming everybody here. But I need to take care of this important part, and that is to make sure that we have our disclaimer up here. So I'm going to just replace myself with our disclaimer. I'm going to go ahead and read this so that we are legal. And let me do this. I'm going to just start right out by reading. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage. The micronutrient company does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment. or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. And so that having been stated, you're back with me again. This is my pleasure here on these Sunday for us in North Carolina. It's just a little after 5 p.m. We have until 6 to really share some stories about how these formulations are changing people's lives. And I know that just because of a conversation that I had a couple of weeks ago, where I was asked if we had a follow-up to one of our testimonials, and I actually reached out to this individual, to Gary, and Gary 3 years ago shared a really incredible experience with his son, Jared. And I was asked a couple of weeks ago, do we have a follow-up? Do we know what's going on with Jared now? Because this video that I'm going to share with you was Gary talking about his son Jared, and what people want to know, where's Jared now? Because it would be 10 years since he used Dr. Prasad's formulations to effectively deal with issues that he was having a difficult time really getting on the other side of. And the reason I'm sharing this today is I'm hoping to give Gary just a little longer to get on this call. Maybe we could, if I'm looking at the participants here, maybe Gary will come on and be live here with us as a follow-up. But if not, he's given me permission to go ahead and share some amazing things. So this is the testimonial video that several, well, many of you have probably seen and referenced. But Dr. Prasad, we're gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna share with everybody Jared's experience as told by his father, Gary. And here we go. So I'll be right back with you.
In 2013, I want to talk about my son, Jared. Jared, in July of 2013, was diagnosed. Are you okay with this?
Yep, yes.
Okay. I was diagnosed with cancer. What he had done is in his right pocket, back when we had G3 and G4, it caused the cancer in his testicle, his right testicle. And it swelled up. And he said there's something wrong. So he went to the doctor. The doctor diagnosed it as cancer. So we actually took him over to the Huntsman Clinic, our hospital, which is a fantastic hospital, big one, over in Salt Lake City. And here's a picture of him after he lost his hair. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, he's in bed, lost his hair. We're concerned that he's going to die. And he started on the chemo and went through the chemo process. And we didn't know what to do because after a period of time, they said, well, we've done all we can do for you, Jared. There's nothing more we can do. I said, doctor, well, what's happening here? Are you sending him home to die? And he said, well, there's nothing more we could do. We could give him another round of chemo. And I said, well, doctor, isn't that just poison? And he said, yes. I said, well, that's not something we want to do more. So we left and found a place in Arizona. Now that was in March of 2014. We moved him over to Arizona to a cancer clinic. And they took out his blood and oxygenized it, ran it back through his body, did chemo, he did radiation. And over a period of time, through that year, he was being treated. But they found out that he had a couple of tumors in his stomach, and they wanted to get rid of those. So they radiated those and almost automatically. The cancer went to his lung. It went into a big hole underneath his chin, and it scared him. And he'd been doing quite a little bit of study about the chemo part. And so I talked to him today, and he says he told him he didn't want to have the same kind of chemo as what they had at the Huntsman. And so they did all right there, and it took down the swelling in his lymph nodes and in his lung, and reduced the size of the tumors in his stomach. But they wanted to get rid of the tumors in his stomach, so they radiated those. And when they did that, it caused it to go throughout his body to a degree, both back in the oxygen. It did not to the degree that it did before. But they said, one thing we're going to have to do with you, Jared, we have another chemo program that we want to have, and we're going to have to cut your leg off. And he says, what? And why would you want to do that? He said, well, there's a sword there, and we want to just take your leg off, and it would help. He says, that's unacceptable. And I said, well, the only other thing that we can do is give you stem cells. And there's a place in Indiana we're going to set you up with. And he was really, really upset about that whole thing. And so what happened was that I found out in 2014, July the 28th, I talked to somebody in southern Utah that knew about this, and I ordered it. And then he started on it in 2014, and they left in December to go to Christmas in Idaho. And when they came back, they said, we've got to get an imprint of where all of your cancer is. And when they did that, the doctor came back and they said, Jared, I don't know what's happened to you, but you don't have any cancer at all. And, you know, we've been giving him this micro daily for, well, ever since, probably 8/14, August probably of 2014, by the time I got the product and everything. And by the time he was cancer-free, it was 2015 in January. And we absolutely know, I know that if he hadn't had the microdaily, which increased his, you know, the body has a design to get rid of things through the immune system. And there's nothing more powerful that I know now than microdaily. And we're so very thankful. It's been 7 years now without cancer-free still. So that's my story. I just really am grateful that that they could come to us and say, Jared, you're cancer-free.
Isn't that amazing? And again, this was a little over 3 years ago, and I've had multiple individuals, you know, thousands view Gary's just heartfelt description of what went on with his son Jared. And I had reached out to Gary, and just yesterday, Gary called, and I think that this is Gary on here. We have Gary's iPhone. Gary,
That's me.
is that you? Okay.
That's yeah. Sorry, I can't get a picture. I've been trying to get a picture on there. I look so old on the previous picture. I kind of look like I want to look a little younger. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate you telling us more about the interest in Jared. I live with him every day, and he's doing great. No problem. In fact, he was just telling one of his brothers the other day about where they wanted to remove his leg. and he held his leg up and he says, "There's no way." And that was right up at his hip, and he wanted it up. And he walks great. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I just can't get a picture on there. I'm so sorry. Um,
There you are. There you
uh,
are. There you are.
I wanted to tell you why we were so interested in microdaily when we found out about it. My mother's mother died when she was 57 years old. And I was taking care of my mother about the time that this was coming to be. And she lived till she was over 100. So, and I just really know that when you have something that's been studied as much as microdaily is, that you have to say, well, there's something to putting those many dollars into a military protection for frontline people. And I've been at it a long time, and know Dr. Prasad, and he has a heart of gold, and he also has a brain that is absolutely beautiful, and he's thinking about us all the time. And so I keep ordering. We've been taking this all along for all these years, and I wouldn't be without it. I know that people are being blessed by taking microdaily. Anyway, that's what I have to say.
Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that with us. Let me, I'll pull myself up here along beside you so people can see us, but I'm telling you, thank you. 10 years, over 10 years, January of 2020, and 2015, and now we're goodness, almost October of 2025.
Yeah.
And just amazing, Dr. Prasad, you're here with us, and I just think this is just amazing to have this kind of success. Do you want to make any comments? Thank you again, Gary. Appreciate you being here.
No, I just want to say thank you to microdaily.
All right. Okay.
And I've decided I think I'm going to get back at it. I think I'm getting a little younger every day. I'm 86 next month, but maybe an 86-year-old I know I can't compete with you, fella, but I know you're there to help me. So that's a great thing, because you have the spirit of microdaily. Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. Well, I appreciate it, Gary. All righty. Well, Dr. Prasad, my goodness, you heard it.
I'm sorry I look like a mess because I have not washed my hair because of the damn thing is cholera. but nothing I can do up till October 17th.
No, we're all excited about that day when the collar comes off. And thank goodness you are a product of your formulations.
Yeah.
And having an amazing experience that way. Well, Dr. Prasad, this is all about hearing stories. And I thought, you know what, we've all,
I think it's great.
but yeah, a lot of people have heard Gary share Jared's story, and to have a follow-up like this is an amazing opportunity. So I'll
does David Navalka know about all this finding?
I don't know if David knows or not, but we could certainly share it with him, because
I think you should. Sometime you should, because these are unbelievable story, especially the first one, the cancer one. That's amazing.
10 years still cancer free, and
and the stage that he said you go to die.
Yeah, amazing. All right, well, Dr. Prasad, I'm going to just pull you off of the spotlight here, and we're going to hear from others who would like to come forward and share their experiences with these incredible formulations. So I know in the chat, Bernardina says, "Get your stories ready. if you'll go ahead and raise your hand up or open up your microphone, we will look for you. And there is Genie. Oh my goodness. Here we go. If we can add you up here onto the spotlight, Genie. We're seeing kind of a dark background. I don't know if
Sorry,
you're...
I'm getting ready to walk into my apartment. I'm just walking home from work.
Okay.
I
Go
have to
ahead and
grab
share
my.
your experiences. You bet.
So since is it dark? What
It's
happened?
black. Yeah, it's like we're not even seeing you, Genie.
Why
But
is that? Because
I
there's
don't
light
know.
in this hallway. Anyway, I'll
It's
just share my story. Um, so since the subject is cancer today, I wanted to share my experience, what I've had with skin cancers, how Microdaily has helped me with skin cancers, since, especially since I went on the therapeutic dose, which is 9 capsules of the Microdaily EMF 3 times a day. And I'm just coming off of 6 months of doing that. And during that time, some very surprising things came up through the skin. It was as if all the impurities that could have eventually turned, I have a dermatologist, and whenever I recognize what precancer is. And previously, before I did the therapeutic dosing of Microdaily EMF, I would go to my dermatologist. He would typically freeze something off, and then I would heal from it. And what I noticed when I started taking the therapeutic dose, it's accelerated things coming up through my skin that I suspected were down there. I remember initially when this whole process started happening, I thought, oh my goodness, I have to call my dermatologist and have him freeze it off. But life gets busy, and and I had not made an appointment. And there was one in particular. There was like a huge on my left occiput, which is that lower part of the head in the back, on my left, there was like this big mole that rose up, and it was like really quick, and it got so big. And I thought, oh my God, I need to have that, taken a look at. And there were a couple places on my face, and time went by. I couldn't make an appointment. And when I was checking it every day, I'm kind of compulsive that way. I run my finger across these places, and all of a sudden I could tell it was going down. And so I said, well, maybe I'll wait for my appointment. And within a couple of weeks, it was completely gone. And what I would encourage people doing is, especially if you're taking a therapeutic dose, because in my experience, it can create a lot of changes in a short time. Keep a diary, because it's very easy to forget about these little bitty things that show up on the body and all of a sudden they go away. And then, but it's very significant. These things can be big problems. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Jeannie. That was amazing that you're able to share that. And yeah, it's your suggestion for doing a journal. Just because, yeah, just keep
I'm not
track.
sure if she was taking did you get the impression she was taking collagen peptides?
Yes, Jeannie.
Yes,
Go
I have been taking collagen.
When you have a cancer, it is no, 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 never.
I know. I kept hearing two sides to
Okay? I
that.
mean, your decision. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So for me, I did. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. And I appreciate the clarification on that, Dr. Prasad, as well. So, all righty, let's go ahead and we will look for the next story about your body's response to the addition of these incredible micronutrient formulations. I know we had another hand that was up. Bernard, did you catch who that was? And I mean, if not, we're we're just waiting for that next person to share their experiences. There it
Okay.
is. Hey, Gretchen. Fantastic. Go ahead if you want to open up your camera. I can add you. There we are.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, okay, so there's two situations that I wanted to talk about because I know the last time we spoke, I was telling you guys about the 11-year-old who was having some really serious challenges. She went blind. One day they had to rush her to the hospital. The next time she lost complete use of all of her limbs. When we started her on the micronutrients, and she leveled out. That's the way it was explained, because she's on the spectrum. So she used to be very standoffish. She wouldn't talk to you. She'd go to another room. And she's now, when you come in, she'll sit there with you. She'll speak, carry on a conversation with you. It's amazing. What her mother did, we have her on the original, 2 capsules in the morning and 2 capsules in the evening. And she was having problems sleeping as well. She would get up at night and she would just roam and try to fix things, whatever was on her mind that she felt like she didn't complete. She couldn't rest until she completed it. She gives her 1 CBD in the morning and 2 in the evening for her to go to sleep. And now she sleeps the entire evening. She's such a wonderful, smart little girl. And you see how much the micronutrients have balanced her completely off. And her doctors are very excited about how she's looking, not just how she's feeling, but you can see it in her attitude and her disposition, that she's just so much calmer and happier. She doesn't have the anxieties, the fluctuation of emotions. She's doing so well. So I had to share that first.
Did the doctor ever ask you what is she taking or what?
I'm sure he probably asked her mother that, but
Right.
she'll just tell him, I'm giving her nutrients now,
Okay.
you know. So, and then she's also given them to her youngest, who he's on the spectrum as well, but now he is, I'm telling you, those are 2 intelligent children. And he will sit there and carry on a conversation with you like he's an adult. He is so smart, and he's only, I think he's 7 years old. So smart. And he's on the gummies though. He's taking the gummies, and you can see the difference in his behavior as well. He used to be jumping on the sofa. He would be all over the place, but he sits there and I can cut his hair. That's how calm he is. Because he would not let me do that before. So it's amazing. I love it. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
And that one other thing about cancer, I am a cancer survivor, and I just want to let you guys know all of my numbers are 100% normal. And my oncologist I went to see on Wednesday of last week, and he was sitting there, he kind of leaned on the table, with this relaxed look on his face, and he was like, so he said, everything looks so good. He said, why are you here? And I said, it's my checkup. He said, oh. He said, who scheduled this? And I told him. And he said, okay. He said, well, we shouldn't see you again until next year, just for a follow-up if you'd like. And I said, okay, if I don't have to come, But he had a very relaxed attitude and everything. I said, that's different. But he was really excited. And he was asking me about, the pill they tell you to take for 5 years. And I told him, I said, well, I'm doing micronutrients. I'm not taking the little red pill, And he said, well, you're doing well. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. So that's my story. I'm sticking
Thank you.
to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gretchen. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Bernard, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm amazed because we had a number of people that's on here and I see them. They're calling about their experiences. I don't know why they're being quiet because everyone can actually benefit by it. But I'll share one of them that a call I got this week that was a person that had sickle cell. And we know sickle cell is very, very painful. And it eventually results in death for a lot of people. But she called me up and she told me that a particular doctor, was wondering whether microdaily will help him when it came to sickle cell. And so he started taking it. And she called me up this week and she says, the doctor came in and talked to me and says, you know what? He said, this stuff that you gave me is really good. He said, things have changed since I've been taking it. And he says, I could tell when sickle cell is coming on because, and then he went on to give all the symptoms and stuff. And he says that episode never did actually occur.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't know that there was something out here that would help you when it came to sickle cell anemia. And that's the reason why I said a lot of people that's on this call here maybe underestimate what having just the microdaily and probiotic will do. Because I've heard some people say, well, the Cool 4, which is just $204, but some people say, well, that's a little bit hard on their budget. But the very least I tell everybody is that you need to be on the microdaily along with the probiotic. And they've made it affordable each individual, even giving them points where they can get free stuff along the way. So when I heard the results of these products coming from a actual doctor that said he cannot believe it's working, and he's taking it regularly, it doesn't work in the bottle. So this person who happened to be a physician assistant, she's a PA, she actually makes sure that all the clients in the office, she got numerous stories. She has so many stories, but she makes sure that everyone come in the office knows that there is a natural product here, that they have an alternative to taking all of these pharmaceuticals. So I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you that's not talking about the experience, I know who you are. So anyway, Beverly Danielle is on, so I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to her.
Good evening, afternoon, everyone. I love Microdaily, first of all. I love Dr. Prasad. I love you all. But I don't have a dramatic story. I want everybody to know that just because Microdaily, you hear all of the dramatic stories and everything, it could be for something small. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was cooking. I have this brand new, fantastic slicer. It's like the one you see in the big butcher stores that slice the meat. Well, mine is the smaller version of that. And guess what? My finger got in the way and I sliced my finger. It hurt. Yeah, it bled. And I thought for sure I had to go get stitches, but I had my husband to help me wrap it up and stop the bleeding. Well, the good news about that is in 2 days, my finger had healed. It was like it never even happened. That was a serious cut. You guys know what I'm talking about, that big sharp silver blade that goes around. Yeah, that cut my finger. And it was I know Microdaily. I love it. And it works even for the small things like a cut on the finger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming on. Bernard, I can't unspotlight you for some reason. So you'll have to do that yourself. It's just I've kind of lost my controls here. We have a couple. I know that Shereé had wanted to speak, and we've got GP and Joyce Holmes that both have their hands that are up. Can you kind of run it from your end? I've lost control. So GP, Joyce Holmes, Sharon, and then Maggie Nagel, and yeah, we're getting quite a lineup here. This is exciting.
Am I first? This is Joyce.
Go ahead, Joyce.
Well, I'm nervous. I prayed about it before I think about where we relate my story, but mine is an eye issue. Before I end up on Microdaily, I went to my doctor 3 weeks in a row. From there, before I went to the last visit, she told me not to come to her, but to go to the hospital. As a result of the hospital visit to the emergency room, I was there 3 times about the eyes. From there, I went the 4th time toward Charleston's, that emergency room. And that led me to the question of telling the doctor, somebody got to know something about my eye. So that's when I was referred to go to the Eye Institute, Stone Eye Institute in Charleston to see the eye doctor. The day of my visit was a Monday at 10 o'clock. When the doctor came in, she looked at me back and forth. About on the 3rd visit, she looked at me and she says, I'm so sorry, but I got to put you in the hospital right now. So because I was already at the hospital, the emergency room was right down the street. Well, just a little step away. So when I went there, a doctor came to me and he said to me, we hoping that the infection that you have is not bad enough. I mean, you know, if it is, we have to have emergency surgery on your eyes. And I don't know where I get the confidence from, but I touched him and I said, sir, I hope we don't have to do that. And he said, I hope so, you know, either. But long story short, that didn't happen. But I stayed in the hospital in Charleston, which is a well-known hospital, MUSC, for 1 week. By the 3rd day, which was that Wednesday, they finally got the antibiotic to work, wherein my eye was not being red no more and the pain was easing down. Now they got to get me out the hospital. So they put me on pills where I could continue, you know, to treat the eye problem. So they did that. And after coming out the hospital for a week, as long as I was taking the antibiotic, I'm fine. The minute the antibiotic is out of my system, the pain is right back, the pink eye and everything. So I was introduced to the product by Danielle. And he told me, number one, that there was 3 things that Dr. Prasad recommend. To be faithful, taking it for at least 3 months to get the full effect. And also that it was money back guarantee. And because it was kind of expensive, I thought to myself, and I said, well, if it don't work, at least I get my money back. But I started in January. And if I was getting results, I don't know. But February, I noticed that the pain was come and go, lessen and lessen. And by March, January, February, March, there was no pain. There was no red eye, no nothing. And from that time forward, I've never had to go to the hospital, a doctor, anything for this eye issue. So I am so grateful to you, Dr. Kedar N, that you are a lifesaver for me. Because if I had to keep going back and forth for antibiotic, which I was told is not so good for you, I would have been either a dead woman or a blind woman. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. My
and
goodness.
For further improvement, you should maybe consider of using iBoost.
I am on the iBoost.
Oh,
and that's what's really helping along with the Microdaily and the probiotics.
Okay, that's good. Good to know.
All righty, fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we have GP and then Sharon right after that. And there we go. Joyce, thank you. GP,
Welcome.
Your hand is up. Go ahead.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Danielle Porter, and I'm in
Okay.
Bogalusa, Louisiana. And I've started in the group with you guys just last month. I happened to run into Elizabeth Henry. She asked me how was my family doing, and we got on the subject of my mother. And I was going to talk about me, but I think I better talk about my mother first. So I told her we were all doing good except for my mother, who's 91, like Dr. Prasad, and I want to say hello to him. And
Okay.
she's in very good health, except one thing that's bothering her. She has dementia. And I was telling Elizabeth about it. So she says, I need to call and talk with you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And she did. So I'm like, okay, what would it hurt? So let me give it a try. I usually don't jump on things like this, but I mean, if you know my mother, it's like she's a totally different person. That's what this does for you. So I was like, I was in a panic mode to try anything. So I have started this with her. Couple of weeks while she was um into it, I happened to notice just a change in her. Okay, one afternoon, her aide gotten ready to leave, and she says, Gaynell, she said, I came in early, so is it okay if I leave early? And I'm like, sure, you can. So when she left, my mother said, what's going on with the aide? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she says, well, she said something about leaving. And I'm like, wow, because she had stopped paying attention to anything that was really actually being said. And I'm like, wow, she responded to that. Like, okay. And then another particular time, my brother and I, we were sitting and we was just having a conversation. She started engaging in the conversation. My brother leaned over and whispered, he says, she talking to us? I'm like, she is. She's in our conversation. And we could not believe it. He says, something is going on. Something is changing. I'm like, yes, praise God. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And she's still improving. It's been like a month now. And she is still improving. You know, I mean, we have been to doctors and she's able to talk to them and engage with her, and they won't ask, but I can see they like, okay, there's a difference. She wasn't talking to us, you know, because I had to do all the talking for her all the time. But some of the questions now she can talk for herself, and it's just wonderful. And she's always been like a fast walker when we were coming up. My mother has, because she's taken that core 4 bundle. You should see her now. We have to say, Mother, slow down. She has so much energy. Energy. She's out walking us almost. It's just beautiful. You know, I'm like, I'm a believer. I am really. It's wonderful. So thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. I tell you, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
That's so amazing, and particularly with just new experiences. And you've been in the Micro Daily family for just a short time now. That's awesome.
Yes. And I will tell you about my acid reflux. I'll make it short. But I have always been bothered with it as a young lady. Every day I have to take 1 pill or 2 pills. And usually this is prescribed medication because usually if I take something over the counter, it doesn't work for me. So that's how strong I would have to take something that's prescribed. You know, it's pretty strong. And it didn't matter what I would eat, if it was spaghettis or if it was just a green salad or anything, I would hurt after I would eat. And mostly at night. And it wouldn't matter if I would eat a green salad like 11 um, in the morning. At night, it would just about kill me. That's how bad my acid reflux was. So after noticing my mother, I'm like, okay, I'm getting jealous. I'm gonna have to start taking some of this. So that's what I started doing. And I didn't realize it, but one day I was eating spaghettis, okay, and I forgot to take my pill. And later I thought about it. I said, oh, I'm gonna hurt. I didn't take my pill. And then I figured, okay, wait a minute, I should be hurting by now. I was not hurting because I had been taking the micro daily. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if it's going to wake me up during the night and I'm going to be hurting. I did not. I slept all night. I have not taken a pill since then. And I had been taking them for years. So it's like, wow. So something is working. It's working.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
That's
Wonderful.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Prasad.
I said, what a story. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Such a
All right. Sharon, you're next. We're coming in here with just about a little over 12 minutes left. Sharon, Maggie, and Shereé.
I think Maggie is next.
Okay. All right, go.
Maggie and then Sharon.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, I take everything that there is. But this isn't about me. This is about one of my dear friends that she's one of my preferred customers, and she takes care of her. Well, he was 270 or 80 pounds. She's nowhere near that. She's just a little thing, and he's a stroke victim. And so one day he fell, and so that caused him to have to go to the hospital. And when you're a big person, the hospital probably they don't want to turn you so much. And because of that, he got a very bad bed sore. She showed me a picture of it once. I almost couldn't take it. But the bed sore, it was very near to his rectum. So now he's home, and she takes care of him, but she has been giving him micro daily for quite a while. And the reason that we weren't seeing results right away is because she didn't realize that she should have been giving it to him in the morning and in the evening, and probably chronic dosage. At any rate, I was talking to her yesterday, and it just makes me feel so good to know that finally, even the nurse that comes there, she's kind of like, what's going on here? And she said that there's a definite healing, and so we're hoping that we can get that wound finally healed up, so that her life as a caregiver will be much easier. It's just it's just been so hard to try to take care of him, and but she does it out of love. But the micro daily is really benefiting him with that bed sore. So I'm very grateful, Dr. Prasad. Thank you so much.
I have one question. Did you say she's overweight?
The husband, it was very big. He's the one that had the stroke. He's the one that fell. He's the one that ended up in the hospital. Okay. And she's the caregiver. She's very tiny. And so it's up to her to try to take care of him and maneuver him and clean the wound every day. And that wound was all the way down to his bone. It was horrible. And you imagine the pain he's feeling. But now, after this time, and doing the right dosage, she's seeing it's starting to heal, to close up.
Also, that he should consider taking a GLP-1 boost to lose weight.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of it. I was so focused on the ulcer. I'll pass that on. I'll pass that on to her. Thank you.
I think that will be very useful.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. That was amazing.
Very good.
All right, so we've got Sharon and Demetria and Shereé. I'm not seeing her hand up any longer, but go ahead, Sharon.
Hi, everyone. So, yes, I know we only have limited time, so I'll try to make it short. So first, I think I shared this one before, but my husband suffered with gout for close to 30 years, really bad. Certain things would trigger it, like tomatoes, tomato sauce, beans. And he has been on microdaily since last year, April. And all of a sudden, I think it was around December, January of this year, I noticed that he ate some beans and he didn't say anything. And I said, oh, that's weird. Anyway, long story short, he's been eating beans, tomato sauce, everything under the sun that would trigger gout. And he has not had one attack, not even a twinge of pain. And his mind is blown because he suffered with it for close to 30 years.
Mm.
I mean, he would be in so much pain, his joint would be swollen, it would be red, but nothing, not even a twinge. So that's just one story. The next story is my daughter. She called me up maybe about 3 months ago and said, Ma, I don't know what's wrong with me. I am so sick. She had gone to see a naturopathic doctor, and the person told her that none of her organs were working. She said, I don't even know if I'm looking at a person. How are you even alive? So I don't know what's really going on, but she was so sick. She said, I can't even get out of bed sometimes. And she has 4 small children. So I said, you know what? You need to get on Microdaily. You really need to. So she finally agreed. She bought it. And I said, don't take the regular dose, because if you're this sick, you need more. I said, take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening to start. And she did that for, I think it was probably about a week. And she called me up and she was like, Ma, she said, this is crazy. I can't believe it. She said, I have more energy than I've ever had in months. And she's been taking it regularly and she loves it and she just can't believe it. She was like, oh my God. She said, this is unbelievable. She said, I wish I had listened to you earlier, because I'm always telling my children about it. So that's my story. I mean, I have more, but I leave the rest for someone else.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That is amazing. Thank you, Sharon. All right, these probably the last two, Demetria and then Shereé. And go ahead, Demetria, Lee, you're up. You want to open up your microphone? And there we go. Fantastic.
Okay, and I'm not going to put my camera on because I get too emotional, but I want to talk specifically to Dr. Prasad about, I'm not sure if I know you have probably heard about the breakthrough with Huntington's disease and how excited the medical field is about it. And I mean, it's all over the internet and was that, I think I put on Washington Post and everything. I'm getting all of the notices from family members and concerned friends, but it's saying that one of the cruelest and most devastating diseases, Huntington's, has been successfully treated for the first time, says doctors. The disease runs through families, relentlessly killing brain cells and resembles a combination of dementia, Parkinson, and motor neurons disease. And an emotional research team became tearful as they described how data shows the disease was slowed by 75% in patients. It means the decline you would normally expect in 1 year would take 4 years after treatment, giving patients decades of good quality life. And it goes on, and it's very interesting, but it has to do with a catheter that's put in the into the brain, and let me see, I'm trying to find that part.
So Demetria,
Yes.
with the Microdaily, I mean, Dr. Prasad has written the books on Parkinson's and Huntington's.
What I'm trying,
go ahead.
Excuse me, that's what I want to say is, I've told them thank you. I appreciate them sending this to me. But first of all, for 15 years, I was under the care of neurologists that suggested that I do the omega-3, the alpha-lipoic, and the CoQ10, which you guys assured me were all ones that would be taken with Microdaily. So I was happy to tell them that I am satisfied with my Microdaily, and I just wanted to let Dr. Prasad know that it really, you tops with me. And so I sent one cousin, and since I've been on this evening, I see where for the 3rd time since she sent me the information about the new breakthrough with the Huntingtons, that she's viewed the site. So you're doing an excellent job, and I told them I have what I need. And that's the Microdaily.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Demetria. Wow, your own experience and excited about what Dr. Prasad has suggested. So, all right, Shereé, you are next, and we might get Bernetta in, but go ahead, Shereé. We've been looking forward to this one. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. How you doing? My name is Shereé Fowles. I was diagnosed with HER2 triple negative breast cancer of September of last year. And because breast cancer run in my family was not going for no natural stuff, even though I kept on insisting. But at any rate, I went through the program, you know, what they set up with the chemo and everything. And I would start praying and praying. And because even though this is supposed to help me, I just couldn't understand why I was feeling so sick all the time. Well, at any rate, I was introduced to the product through Michelle and Bernard, which I love them dearly. And I love Dr. Prasad because of the fact that once I got introduced to these products, I signed up. Basically, I was going to Michelle for another treatment, and she kept on insisting about the micro daily. But I've tried so many herbs and so many other things. I was like, let me just do what my family, you know, want me to do. This is the best route. But when Bernard seen me, he said to her, "Did you tell Shereé about the micro daily?" And she said, "I tried to, honey, but she's always leaving." But at any rate, I went on ahead. I said, well, okay, let me try. But Bernard said, you know, Shereé, they have people that have had cancer that it has worked for. He said, you could listen in on Sunday and it's alive. You have any questions, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, well, that's the least I could do. So on Sunday, I listened to the meeting and I was hearing all these wonderful things. So I said, okay, let me just get it. It's what, you know, it's 90 days. If it don't work, I get my money back. So I did. I started, like I said, in January, still going through my treatments. But in my treatments, I started noticing them telling me, oh, Miss Faust, you're doing so well. Your numbers look so good. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I was like, okay. So when I started realizing I had energy so that I could bring my daughter back and forth to school, I was like, well, maybe it is something in this stuff, but I'm gonna just keep on trying it. So when I went to do my other treatment, because I would go every week, the oncologist said my numbers look so well that they are thinking about reducing my treatments. When she said that, I was so happy because that's what I wanted my prayer to be answered. I didn't want to have to do 24 rounds of this stuff. But she said, we're going to talk about it with the other doctors and we'll get back with you. When I went back the next week, she told me that they had agreed that all I needed was 4 treatments. That's what they told me that I would need. I was like, okay, that sounds good. I was just like so thankful for that they reduced it. So I did that treatment, and when the next week came, another oncologist on the same team recommended that I should you know, I didn't have to do the chemo in that form and maybe I could go to the pill. Well, while they was debating about what to do with me, I went and got another second opinion because, you know, that's what you got to do. But anyway, I went got the second opinion from another hospital totally from the one that I was going to. And this particular doctor says after they did the PET scan, Ms. Faust, we don't see any cancer. But since you were tested with cancer cells on your lymph nodes, our suggestion is just to do the removal of the lymph nodes. I asked how many. She said that they really didn't know. She said it's going to probably be between 8 to 10 lymph nodes that they would have to remove. So I said, okay, let's go for it. So I had the surgery in May, the end of May. When they went to, and I'll continue to take the products. I was able to talk to Dr. Prasad. He told me exactly what to do before the surgery, so I didn't take him the day prior to the surgery. When I went to get the surgery, you guys, I'm thinking in my brain, they didn't took all my lymph nodes. I'm gonna get sicker. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Do you know the doctor says, Miss Faust, I'm so amazed because we only removed 3 lymph nodes, but only one of them had the cancer. Right when she said that, I knew that this was a blessing because I was doing the therapeutic dose. I feel to believe that if I would have continued to do the therapeutic dose and not let the doctors in my family pressure me, I would have been wonderful. But at any rate, I'm not doing any chemo. I'm not doing any radiation. In fact, they are so surprised of how well I'm doing. I'm scheduled to do a mammogram on October the 1st. But I want to thank Dr. Prasad. I thank God for using your brains to help us. And I thank Bernard and Michelle so dearly. And I thank you guys for listening to my story.
Wow. Wow. My goodness. Thank
Amazing.
you, Shereé. Yes, yes, yes. Wow.
See, everybody should know, why, no matter what kind of cancer cell, if you block their nutrient they need for survival, all cancer cells, irrespective of types or a stage, chemo, all they require 2 nutrients for survival. And if you block them, they will die. You had no choice. One is glucose, one is glutamine. And high dose, that's antioxidant that we have, does exactly the same thing. They block the uptake of both glucose and glutamine, and cancer cell have no chance than to die.
It's just amazing.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
Yeah.
It is so simple.
Yeah. I've heard many people say, yeah, they wish they'd have just not done what was suggested, other than just stay on the micronutrients at the therapeutic dose, and they'd have been just fine. But one more. We're a couple of minutes over here. Brunetta, can you share your story quickly with us? I'd love to hear from you. You're the last one, Brunetta. Scooter. Okay, Brunetta, go ahead.
Well, I so glad to find out about the products, because I was really having a very difficult time after the pandemic passed. And I was losing the ability to have my health, and my eyes were going, and I was just weak. So I started the micro daily. I started taking the eye boost, and it was doing good, but I needed one more thing. I started taking the heart boost because I'd had 2 heart surgeries, and they couldn't find out what was wrong. And by the time they did find out what was wrong, there was nothing they could do about it. The heart boost has given me energy. I'm able to rest. I'm able to eat. It's like it's a whole different world. I don't need to see my eye doctor anymore because my eyes have improved. I can see small writing. I didn't need any more eye pills. I don't take them. Glaucoma, and I definitely won't have another eye shot. And this has all been because of the products. I don't care what anybody says. I know what it's done. And thank you. Thank you for creating these products. Thank you so
much. The heart boost, why sometimes you help people, because we have some ingredient there which increases the blood flow. Sometimes, if the blood flow gets reduced, you feel tired and, fatigue and so on. So that for those people who have this kind of problem, and you don't know until you take it. And so that's why you got so much benefit from Heart Boost.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Bernetta, for being our last story of this month. exciting times ahead, you guys. Just a few days left in September, and there's those of you that know that the stick packs are available now with the collagen. Dr. Prasad was on last Tuesday evening sharing that all with us. Get back to the individual who shared this link with you. Get your questions answered, get your formulations ordered. It's been amazing to have this
that's
happen
very good
for us all
one
today.
in a package, so you travel, you don't have to have big jar there. It's
Yeah,
then in the neck, so it is good one.
Totally amazing. And if you look at next Sunday, look at that Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and wow, just you got to be here October 5th, everybody. This is going to be amazing. So with that, let's say thank you to Dr. Prasad, and thank you for all of the stories that were shared today.